Welcome to an unboxing video for the RV22 Wi-Fi 6 home mesh router. Now when you first look at it, you can see it's obviously exactly what it is. It's designed for residential use, designed to look like something people would expect to see in their home. It does use the latest technology, Wi-Fi 6. It's really the most mature Wi-Fi technology we have available today. It's got the widest amount of compatibility, lots of devices supporting this. Wi-Fi 6 is of course called the high efficiency standard because it works so extremely well. Now, we look at some of the tech specs. We'll notice that it is a 3x3:2 5 gigahertz radio. Now, this is kind of unique. That third antenna actually gives us a little bit better transmit coverage and a little better receiver sensitivity. So when we install this access point, we get some fabulous mesh connections, easily over a gigabit, up to 2.4 gigabit per second mesh links. And we get great connectivity for IoT devices and other consumer devices within the home. There are 4 gigabit Ethernet ports, 1 for the WAN, 3 for the LAN. It's managed by CN Maestro, and it's also managed by a unique subscriber app designed for the service provider's customer. Let's take a closer look at this access point now. Now this one in front of me, this is the box for the dual pack box. You notice it's packaged in a packaging that a person might expect to see in a big box store. Very, very consumer-friendly box. So it has all the normal things that they expect to see around the box, the coverage patterns, the package contents, and so forth, but in a packaging that they would like to see. Now, this is not available at a big box store. It is only sold through service providers, so it's unique to your service provider business. There's a focus here on this multi-gigabit mesh, and that's really a capability that's driven by the efficient antenna design that we built into these access points. So let's go ahead and open it up, see what's inside this dual pack box. So on the inside, we have effectively 2 single pack access points. Put that box aside now. All right, so what we have here, there's 1 and there's 2. So 2 single packs inside the dual pack. So nice and simple, easy to understand. Let's go ahead and open up one of these and take a look at what's inside. Now, first of all, you notice there's a brown craft paper sleeve just for dust and protection while for shipping. Try to avoid as much plastic as we can. Let's be nice to the environment as much as possible, right? So here's the access point itself, and we'll take a closer look at that in just a minute. Underneath this cardboard divider, you'll have a Ethernet cable set, about 1.8 meters, and a power supply. Now, this particular power supply, you'll notice, is a US 2-prong. But it's also available in a British style Type G, the European Type F, South African Type I think it is, as well as one for India, South Africa, and other countries. So lots of different countries' power supplies are available with this access point. All right, let's take a closer look at this AP now. I mentioned the 4 Ethernet ports, and here they are. 1 WAN port and 3 LAN, so connect up an Xbox, game console, things like that to these Ethernet ports. There is a reset button right here. Now, this reset button can be disabled in CN Maestro. That's going to be particularly important if a service provider uses PPPoE. If you allow the customer to access the reset button and they reset the AP, then they're going to lose that configuration. So make sure that you use that feature. Again, that's an example of how this AP and its control and management is designed for service providers. Here's another example. The LED on the bottom, this is a multicolor LED. It provides some guidance for the status of the AP, helps the user to install mesh. So when installing mesh nodes, it'll help to guide them in where to get the mesh APs in the proper Goldilocks zone. This also is under control of CN Maestro in the cloud, so you can turn it off, turn it on as needed, depending upon what your customer's desire is. Now, on the top here, there is a lightly embossed Cambium logo underneath a clear plastic window, designed for the service provider to just pop out that clear plastic window and just slip any piece of paper with their own printed type of logo or information, contact information, whatever they want, underneath that clear plastic. And then it's nice branding. It's not going to peel up. It's not like a sticker that's going to peel and look bad after just a few months. This will look really nice for years to come. So that's one of the self-branding options. Again, showing that the access point is designed for service providers. Now, one of the things that people ask me is, is if I buy the dual pack box, will there be one mesh router and a mesh node inside the box? Are they pre-configured in some way? Well, the answer is no, they are not pre-configured in any sort of way. In fact, let's talk about that a little bit. Every AP is exactly the same configuration. So you can take it out of the box and use no mesh at all, connect it up to it in an average size home. It'll easily cover, with this advanced antenna design, it'll easily cover 2,500 square feet. That's over 200 square meters, 2.25 square meters, 225, 230 square meters, something like that. So easily cover a fairly large home with just one single AP. Now, as the homes get larger and perhaps other types of materials come into play, you might want to install some mesh nodes. People ask me, can I configure them? Can I actually log in and say this one's a router and those ones are mesh? And no, you cannot, because it is fully automated. Now, once the access points get plugged in and they immediately start talking to CN Maestro can tell which one is exactly the router, and it pushes down a configuration change so that that router now knows what role it has in the network. Likewise, CN Maestro tells all the other devices in the network exactly what role they are, whether they are a mesh node or they are a mesh router. So now you can deploy a linear mesh where one AP connects to another and the packets go through multiple access points out to the internet. Or install them in more of a star mesh topology where multiple access points send their packets directly back to the router at the mesh base at the router. And so that's the fastest path back to the internet. So however the configuration is required, it's fully automated, no configuration required whatsoever. Now earlier we talked about the subscriber app, and we're not going to go into much detail in this video. It's a short video. But just a couple key things about the app. First, it's branded. So you can customize the branding. You can push your company logo, contact information, support hours right to the subscriber app. So you can communicate with your customers using this app connected to CN Maestro. Now the dashboard has user-friendly tools right on it. Just the touch of a button, your customers can run a speed test. They can run multiple speed tests. They can optimize their own Wi-Fi. They can access parental controls with just a single touch. So nice, easy to use user interface. And of course, the access point itself, as we just showed you earlier, is actually designed to be customized. It's designed to be branded right on top of the AP. Put your own brand, your own ideas right there on top of the access point. So I hope you enjoy this new access point from Cambium Networks, the RV22 Home Mesh Router.